Hello and welcome to the Autocar Show. Now the Cruze is all set to get a new engine. This is because emission norms are changing worldwide, and even though we're still Bharat Stage 4, we're seeing the benefits of it. You can expect a greener engine, a more fuel-efficient engine, but what does it really do to make the Cruze different to drive? Well, we're going to find out. A lot of people have been asking, so what's new on the Cruze? Well, some upgrades happened just a couple of months ago when extra features like the partially powered driver's seat, improved cushioning and improved headroom at the rear were added. At this time, the outside is exactly the same, the inside is exactly the same, it's just that the Cruze gets a new heart. Like I said before, the worldwide change has benefited us. With 164 bhp on tap, this new engine makes the Cruze the most powerful car in its class on paper. Torque is also up to 38.7 kgm. But apart from these figures, the engineers promise us that this engine will be more drivable and more economical. Well, we took the manual out for a spin first to check it out. The Cruze's engine is refined and it's smooth, and it's not really punchy. It's got a very linear acceleration, so it doesn't feel quick, but it is. And what's really nice is because of this linear acceleration, it's very drivable in the city. You can amble around at lower RPMs and higher gears, and you don't really have to shift down to get a move on. Well, I have to say that the refinement does impress. It's the strengthening to the engine block, the completely redesigned cylinder head with a chain-driven D08C instead of rubber that has really helped. There are also other changes like a shorter air intake which now helps reduce turbo lag, making this a far more drivable car. The difference is especially noticeable in the city. Now, despite the better figures on paper, the new Cruze actually felt slower on the road. And if we go purely by the 0 to 100 figures thrown up by our V-Box, it is. Still, that's not really the figure to take note of. It's the in-gear figures. And these are much better than the ones on the old engine. And that's where the big improvement is. The clutch is also lighter, making swapping gears an easier task. Still, if you're lazy, there's an auto version too. This auto box is a little slow to react, especially when you slow down or you're at low speeds. Put your foot down and it takes a while to get going, especially in city traffic. That's quite irritating and a bit of a bother. The torque of the engine masks some of the laziness of the gearbox, and upshifts are relatively quick. The car accelerates in a far more linear manner than before. However, sometimes these upshifts feel like they come just too soon. If you don't want that to happen, you can flip it into the Tiptronic mode, which will hold the gear till you ask for a shift. Now, heart transplant aside, the Cruze is essentially the same car as before, like I said, a spacious, comfortable vehicle that can be enjoyed from behind the wheel or from the back seat. It doesn't quite have the fit and finish and built-to-last feel of its German rivals, but what it does offer is sensible value. And now it's just become a little easier on the wallet too. The manual gave us a 10.8 km per litre reading in the city with a 15.7 on the highway. The auto threw up 9.8 km per litre in the city and 15.3 on the highway. In comparison, the old engine was just 10.3 litres in the city and 14.8 on the highway. This new engine has made the Cruze a better car. It's way more drivable, especially within the city. It's got a far more linear acceleration, which was lacking earlier. It had that peakiness, which is gone. And of course, it cruises extremely well out on the highway too. Plus, it's a lot more refined now, very smooth and very easy to drive. It's also greener and it's more fuel efficient. Well, what can I say? The Cruze makes an amazing value for money package.